I did it on the computer, then I just sent it after.
Okay.
I didn't know I was supposed to present it because I thought it was just for marking.
Every work we do, you're supposed to present. Okay, I'm leaving shortly so that I can join with the laptop. I check for it, share us, then let you discuss.
Okay.
Hello, Madrin. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, teacher.
Okay. Did you do the work about market structures?
I didn't attend the last engagement. No, I didn't.
Sorry, come again. I didn't get you well.
No, I didn't. I didn't know about it.
You didn't check on the group.
No.
Okay. So I sent in an activity as on market structures. It is the next. It is the next unit we are discussing, and yeah, I told you to do that activity. So I'm sharing some work here about the activity so that we can discuss it as we wait for Alvin. Alvin was on, but I think network has put him off. Let me first of all look for the activity we are supposed to discuss. I share it and then are you able to see my screen, Madrin?
Yes.
Okay. Can you read what you're seeing on the screen?
There are no words there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Have they come?
No, I can't see your screen.
Okay, let me reshare again. A moment. Joel, you're welcome. Do you have the activity I sent on the group so that you can share the screen and share with us that activity?
Yes, teacher.
Go on and share the activity. We read through it and then discuss.
Teacher, the other one of market structure.
Yes, the activity.
Teacher, that's why I was commenting in the group that the activity got lost.
Hey, but were you able to
Yes.
see the work on the site?
When I was typing on the link, let me show you what was happening when I was typing.
Okay, you share the screen and show us.
Teacher, it was stopping there when I tapped on that. So I looked for the I was only obtaining this one. Structural dependency concept.
You're under term 3. Can you click on term 2 and we see?
Continue course. Even term project, there was production for capital and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but when I open on my computer, I see all of them. Can you try
Scroll
refresh?
down, it's there.
System two.
Can you go down?
Yeah. Is the concept of market structure. I've just seen it right now. Okay, then that good lost. That's why I was commenting in the group of economics. I look for the things and they are lost. So we have to look here. Let us first look at the assignment and see.
So you're now okay? You've seen the work,
Teacher, I've seen the work.
but the activity you don't have, right?
The activity is not there also. I see the
Okay.
next thing is monopoly.
You can, I sent the activity just after.
Hey. Also remember.
You can unshare the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is the activity sent. Madren, you can read for us what we have as part 1.
Use the software of your choice to briefly explain the 4 classifications of market structures.
So that is the activity. So Joel, you didn't see the work. So I'm sharing you some work, but you're discussing for us the work. I think you can. One can read and the other one supplement with a brief explanation. Can we see the screen? Hello, Joel and Madrin.
Yes, please.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, you're breaking it. I think it's the network, but teacher, for me, I'm not hearing. Joel, are you still not hearing me? But I think I'm clear. Madrin, am I clear? I think it's network. Joel, you can, I'm going to stop share the screen and then you share for us. Teacher, try, teacher, you are clear. Okay, all right. This is the work you're seeing on the screen is Alvin's work. So it is what he did. And since he's not on the call, we are not going to discuss his work because I see some errors on the answers he has. So I'm stopping the share. Joel, you can share the screen, open the work from the site. We discuss from there.
Okay. Then we look at the concept of market structures. The concept of market structures. So under the concept of market structures, we see a market, and we see that this is an arrangement that brings up together buyers and sellers and to transact at a particular period of time. It is a total number of buyers and sellers involved in the exchange of a given product at a particular period of time. So that is the definition of a market. An arrangement that brings together buyers and sellers to transact business at a particular period of time. Then market structures, this refers to the behavior of consumers and sellers in the market. It also considers the market conditions such as level of profits, the price levels, the level of output, the level of output and the number of farms. The market structures include perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, oligopoly. So we look at also the Madrin. Any question? No. Okay. So we continue with the classification of market structures.
No.
Yes. We proceed.
Yes.
Madrin and Alvin and even Joel yourself, have you understood well what a market is and then what market is structured? Or what a market structure is?
So for me, I've understood what a market is, and the market structures. Okay, it refers to the consumer behavior. Refers to the behavior between consumers and sellers, whereby it considers also conditions such as the level of profits, the price levels, at the level of output and the number of farms. So the market structures include the following: perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic competition, and oligopoly. Oligopoly is, I think it is under monopoly. It might be like it might be the opposite. Monopoly, monopolistic, something like that. Madrid.
Just
Any
the difference
questions?
between the two. No, the difference between monopoly and
So the question.
monopolistic competition.
Joel is off. He's back. Joel, go on and share the screen, or if the network is disturbing you, Alvin or Madrin can share the screen and we continue.
I think that is what that's where.
I was asking the difference between monopoly and monopoly.
Madrin, it's like you have a question, you just type it in the chat because I'm not hearing you. I think like network or something. You type in the chat.
Teacher,
Yes,
teacher,
please.
you getting me?
Yes, you're now clear. You can continue as we wait for the question from Madrin. She had a question, but she was breaking. So I think she's typing in the chat. Quiet. What is the difference between monopoly and monopolistic competition? Okay, there is a question from Madrin. Alvin, do you have anything to say about that, or Joel?
I also don't know what to say because I was also getting disturbed by that question. By that those two terms I was getting disturbed. I did not know what they are.
Okay, how about Joel? Do you have anything to say about that?
Okay, maybe what I can say, because you see monopoly basically means like one thing, like just one. And then now monopoly competition probably means competing with only one competitor, like not doing something with other people. That's what I think.
Okay, thank you for that input. Okay, monopoly, as you've said, it is a market structure where the participant is a single seller. So you find that there is only one individual that is dominating the overall market. So he's offering a unique product or a service, and it's only one individual that has gotten that product. That is monopoly. So you find that all the users, all the consumers will need that individual because it is only him or her that is selling that particular product. But when you talk of monopolistic competition, then this involves competitive market. So you find that there are a handful of buyers and sellers that offer close substitutes to the end users. So you do not have only one seller here. You have a number of them, but they are selling close substitutes, and that is what they offer to the end users. For example, you can find seller E selling off Omo, and then seller B is selling off Ariel, and then the other one is selling off Nomi. So you find that you have the sellers around. Each is selling a single brand, but those brands of all the sellers are close substitutes. So that is what we call monopolistic competition. Have you picked something? Have you gotten the difference?
Yes, madam.
Madrin, are we clear now?
Teacher, how about the oligopoly?
Meanwhile, you can share the screen so that you can see the work on the side.
And this one here. Well, on that point, the perfect competition, the monopoly, the monopolistic competition, then the oligopoly. So
Okay, so when we talk of oligopoly, there we mean a market structure that has gotten a number of firms, and maybe these firms are significant for each other, and they have to interdepend. When we talk of interdependence, we mean that Farm A will need to depend on Farm B, and Farm B will need to depend on Farm A. So the number of farms need each other. So that is for oligopoly. You need to depend on each other in the production of goods. So in that you do not need, there is no much competition in oligopoly. The level of competition is very low. And then the profits, you find that you're going to be gaining a lot of profits since there is no much competition. And it is very easy for people to choose the products because actually they are not producing the same commodity. You're able to either select commodity A or go on with commodity any other commodity on the market. So can you read for us what we have under classification of market structures?
market structures can be classified into those mentioned above according to number one, the number of farms. Where there are many farms, the market, it is either perfect competition or monopolistic competition.
Can you repeat? I want us to understand that statement that is just below the heading classification.
Market structures can be classified into those mentioned above according to.
Okay.
According to, yes, so meaning they can be classified according to.
Okay, according to that statement, what are the classifications of market structures?
A perfect competition.
Okay, what are the classifications, Joel, according to you?
Number of participants. According to what I'm seeing here, you're seeing the number of participants of farms, the freedom of entry and exit, the degree of product depreciation, then the level of profits in a long run, and then the objective of they must be for teacher. How about these ones above the market structures include this perfect competition? Hey.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. Madrin, what do you have to say about that?
according to me, the classifications are the ones which are up there: the monopoly, the perfect competition, and the two. I think.
Okay, thank you for that. Alvin, what do you have to say about that?
Same as Madrid, because yeah, actually, yeah, same.
Okay, so Joel, can you reread that statement that is under classification?
Teacher, I've understood it. Yeah. Can be classified into those mentioned above according to mentioned above meaning they are up here.
Okay, so
these four.
okay, so now you know the classifications, they are actually those ones above. So according to the activity I sent on the group, you were supposed to explain the four, to explain what perfect competition is, what monopoly is, what monopolistic competition is, and then oligopoly. And what is just below classification is what is considered to classify the above. So for you to get to know which classification is in a place, you need to know the number of participants or firms. You need to look at the freedom of entry and exit. You need to consider all of them for you to classify which you will need to go back and redo the activity and correct, then submit again. Joel, you will also do the same. Actually, you had not done the work, so so we can discuss the four classifications. So we start off with perfect competition. You tell us, each one of you, you just submit what you have, what you think is about perfect competition. You can, if you have any example, you can give us characteristic, anything you know about perfect competition. So we can go on. We can start off with you, Joel, Madrin, Alvin, like that.
According
with
to
a
me, I
perfect
think
competition. Okay, you go first. Madrin, go first.
okay if you want to.
You go first.
According to me, perfect competition means where there are many buyers and sellers participating. Yeah, there are many buyers and sellers dealing in different commodities which do not exist under certain conditions. Yeah, that's all I can say for now.
Okay, thank you. Joel, you can give in your idea.
Teacher, for me, I've not got what she has said.
Let her repeat and explain, making you understand. So Madrin, you can repeat for Joel.
According to me, perfect competition means where there are many buyers and sellers dealing in different products or commodities under certain conditions.
Say that.
Okay. By the end of it, Joel, don't worry, you will understand by the end of each one of us explaining. You can give in, meanwhile, you can give in what you think, and then Alvin and I will come last.
About the perfect competition, this is where you find like two people producing. So they have to, whereby you find they have to compete, whereby their commodities, the products have to compete for market. And all I know about the perfect competition leads to a better yield. Yes. Between two people producing, where their products go compete for market. Perfect competition.
Okay, thank you, Alvin.
Okay, perfect competition. So like basically the people who are competing at different farms, they produce the same commodities of the same kind. So they're not exactly the same, but they're of the same kind. So when that is happening, that's when you have perfect competition. Both of you, all of you compete. In fact, it can be more than two. So they all compete with the same kind of commodity.
Okay, thank you. So what we call perfect competition is the competition that is perfect. And for a competition to be perfect, you will not need to be alone in the race. And so when we talk of perfect competition, we mean many companies or many sellers selling the same commodity. So if you're like 10 people that are selling the same commodity, it means that you're going to compete for the buyers. You're going to fight for the buyers. And how do you do that? By producing better quality products, so that the buyers can leave seller A and come purchase from you, seller B. So for perfect competition, you think of many sellers, and these many sellers or companies have to be producing the same commodity. And the advantage of it is that commodities that are going to be on market are going to be of good quality, since those sellers will be looking for customers. And then the other, that we, the consumers, can benefit from perfect competition is the normal price. You will not find commodities of very high price, because if you, seller A, try to increase the price of a commodity, consumers will run away from you, because you're very many on the market that are selling the same commodity. And then the other one, you can talk of the resources. The resources will be fully used. If your many sellers that are producing the same commodity, you'll be able to use all the resources available, to use them efficiently to produce the commodity that you provide on the market. So briefly, that is perfect competition. Any question? Joel, are you now okay with the perfect competition?
Teacher, okay.
No, if you have any question, you can put it forward.
Which I can throw more light about. For me, I've ended there on some where I find some same producers selling producers selling the same product. I find there are many, they have to have a quality products, so that to compete for market, so that to get high.
Madrin, have you gotten well the perfect competition?
Yes.
You can hope and explain it again to Joel. Madrin, are you on?
Yes. In perfect competition, there are many buyers and sellers dealing in the same in the Madam, please explain more.
Oh,
I
your
think
network.
I've lost
Madrin,
it.
Madrin.
Please explain more. I think I've lost it.
Alvin, can you explain for us what perfect competition is?
Okay, perfect competition. Madrin, you can hear. All right, I don't try to miss it again. Okay, fine. So it means it is basically a market where buyers and sellers deal with the same kind of product or commodity. Yeah, so when all the farms in that area are competing in goods that are the same or they look the same, like they're just of the same kind, like that. So like some companies competing in books, maybe Oxford books, and others competing in Pick Fair books, yeah, with the same kind. That's when perfect competition happens. Understand? As simple as that.
Thank you, Alvin. So Joel and Madrin, have you gotten it clear now?
There were some things which you said behind. Some little competition, right?
Mhm. Some of the advantages of perfect competition. Okay. Since the sellers under perfect competition are producing the same commodities, if let's take an example Alvin has raised of the books. So we have, let's take an example that we have like 5 companies that are producing books. So you can, you may find that maybe the books, we have, how many types do we have? I've heard Alvin talk of Oxford, then the others,
Cambridge.
Pick Fair,
So how about the Cambridge? We have talked about the Oxford.
those ones. So they are all books, but you find that these sellers are going to make sure that their output is actually of a higher quality. So you will find that in perfect competition, there is perfect competition, and in this they are going to produce goods of a higher quality. So that is an advantage of the of perfect competition. And then the other one, the prices will be normal. You will not find highly priced commodities under perfect competition because they fear to lose the customers. You raise your prices, the customers, the consumers will run to another producer that is actually producing the same commodity. And then the efficient use of the resources available, since it is not only one seller that is or one producer that is taking on the role of producing that commodity. There are many sellers around. They will use the resources available efficiently. So basically that is perfect competition. Many sellers selling similar commodities. Can we move on to monopoly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Joel, you can go first. Tell us what you think about monopoly.
So monopoly, this is where you find one producer producing a product. You find one producer producing, like in a country, you find like there is only one person or there is only one manufacturer producing like cars. In like Uganda, let's take an example like in Uganda, that is monopoly. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Madrin?
About monopoly, I think this is when one producer produces the same product, like one product. Yeah. I think so.
Thank you, Alvin.
Monopoly is where a firm concentrates or specializes in the production of one good, one kind of commodity.
Okay, thank you. That's monopoly. From the word monopoly, that is a single seller. You find that someone, just one, is producing a unique product and is providing the product in the market alone. So you find that under monopoly market, the seller will not face competition because that seller is only one with that one commodity. And yeah, basically that is it. One seller, one commodity, unique product, monopoly. So in this, there is no competition. You're not competing with anyone because you're only one. So you'll find that the sale of this commodity will be a profit maximizer. Will make a lot of profits because he's only one on the market that is selling that commodity. Okay, we can move on to monopolistic and oligopoly briefly. Our time is almost up. Monopolistic competition, Joel?
Monopolistic competition. Let me see how I can see it in my own ways. Monopolistic competition, this is where you see a firm, okay, like a producer is is only one producing in a particular region. Then and he also has to compete with other producers in a different region. That is what I can see according to me.
Okay, thank you, Madrin.
I have no about that one.
Alvin?
Monopolistic competition, basically whereby a farmer competes with one user. With one competitor and in the same good, I think, yeah.
Okay. So monopolistic competition, already there is a word competition. So we do not expect this kind of market structure to be the same as monopoly. Remember, for monopoly, there is only one seller selling of one product. For monopolistic, you'll find that there are many sellers or companies that are present in an industry, and these companies or sellers, they are producing similar products. They can be similar but differentiated products. So you find that there is a bit of competition. You many companies and you're producing similar products. So it is very possible for you to face the competition part of it. Some of the characteristics from the definition, there are many sellers. That is already a characteristic. There are many sellers and buyers. Then you can talk of perfect information, that the buyers are informed about what is on the market. And yeah, basically that is monopolistic. Maybe the examples you can look at you can take on the cereal, clothing, shoes, and service industries in large cities. So when you look at clothing, for example, it can be a monopolistic competition because they can be very many companies or individuals that are producing out clothing, and But we know that clothing are of different types. We have cotton, silk, which other types of clothing that can be produced. So you find that there are many companies, they are all selling the clothing, but differentiated clothing. So that's why we said monopolistic can be many companies producing similar but differentiated products. So in that case, competition is guaranteed. You have to compete for the market. Can we look at oligopoly?
So teacher, on a monopolistic competition, so you find there are two producers producing the same product, but of a different type or a different category.
They can be two, they can be more that are producing similar products. They can be similar products, but differentiated.
We will continue on oligopoly. At first, you said that oligopoly is where you see there are very many numbers. Okay, where you see this is a structure which has got a number of firms. That is all I got at the beginning. That oligopoly, it implies that this is a market structure which has got a number of firms. That is what I recorded here.
Okay. Adrian? Yes, Madrin. Okay, Alvin, do you have anything to say? Our time is up. Let's speak with.
Well, you said that it's something to do with firms being interdependent, yeah? Whereby like they depend on each other basically. Yeah. So probably something to do with specialization. One company can't do something without another company, basically.
Exactly. So yeah, that is for oligopoly market structure. Right. So I want you to go make a detailed research about the four, make a presentation and then submit for marking. Let's always try to keep time so that we cannot go into someone's other time. Thank you for attending. A good afternoon.
Madam, am I done?
Yes.